Good afternoon, I'm Nathan Box and we're here on a beautiful, sunny 80-degree afternoon in Holland, Michigan for the 2015 Johnson Controls Tulip Time Kinderparade. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, I'm Jim DeBoer, a music teacher in Holland Public Schools and Hope College, and we're just thrilled that you are all watching today. This is going to be a great day for a parade.
It is a fantastic day for a parade. There are big puffy clouds in the sky, blue sky out there. Our only concern is a little bit about the heat. We want to make sure that everybody gets a lot of water out there today. And we're going to be here in just a couple of minutes. The parade's going to be coming down the street for us.
Yeah, and it is packed. It is a great day. We have umbrellas, but not for rain. It's for sunshade. Yeah. And kids running around just having a great time. So if you're not here yet and you're watching this live, there's still time to come and catch this parade because it's a good hour and a half long and it's an excellent parade.
Yeah. There's plenty of seats available, even though we've got quite a big crowd down here. And I don't know, Jim, if you know, we made a little bit of a change this year. There used to be what we called the blocks and boards along 8th Street, where they had seating set up. We removed those this year, so you can bring your own chair and your own blanket down here, and we're able to fit even more people downtown.
It works great because after the parade, there's not anything blocking where people are going, where pedestrians are going. I noticed yesterday people were able to walk through the streets without a problem. I think it's a good move.
It's a very good move. We had the street closed yesterday. We'll open it back up again tonight. We'll keep it open tomorrow for the merchants, and then they'll close it off again in the wee hours of the morning on Saturday for Saturday's music parade.
Now, what time can you bring your blankets out for Saturday's parade?
For Saturday's parade, you can actually bring them out Friday night. So they start letting you do that. I believe it's about 8 o'clock on Friday night. Good. Make sure you don't bring them early, because the Parks Department will come through and they'll pick them up for you.
Okay, and then they'll go home with the blanket and sleep with the blanket.
They let you pick them up after the festival.
Is that where pigs in the blanket start from?
I think that might be.
Bring them to their pigs? Oh, sorry, bad joke. Okay.
Well, hey, we've got our wonderful Holland Police Department. They're going to be coming through. We also looks like we've got some sheriff's deputies coming as well, right down the street leading off the parade.
Matt Messer is the chief of police in the city of Holland. He does a great job with our city. And we hope to be seeing some of our people on Segways because that's what our police use often to travel throughout the community. Besides the motorcycles from the sheriff, we'll see some police officers in the background there on Segways.
And they're followed closely by the Holland Police Department Honor Guard. It's a real honor to be part of that honor guard. They work very hard, train very hard to do that. They come and do a lot of different public events throughout the community.
I have performed with those gentlemen for a number of times with my choir when we sing at the Whitecaps game, or if we've sung, for example, at the Hope Luncheon. The honor guard always participates in that, and we just kind of our community there together from time to time.
The precision that they show when they are putting in the flags, when they're doing the salutes, marching in and out is absolutely spectacular.
They work hard at what they do. And they are warm today.
It is
very warm.
I'm glad I'm not sitting in one of those outfits.
No, their hands are probably the only thing cool. In white gloves.
And they are followed closely by Johnson Controls. Johnson Controls is our banner sponsor today at the Tulip Time Parade. On the Johnson Controls truck, we've got Tam Stillwell, Amy Luce, and Eli Luce riding in an antique 1911 Johnson. That's the way to ride.
That is. And coming into view here is the West Ottawa High School Marching Band. It's under the direction of Mike Heyman and Jay Gainforth. The drum majors are Cameron Miller and Annika Anderson. The color guard captains are Saray Verstoegi and Ashley Backus. This has been another great year for West Ottawa's bands. The West Ottawa School Symphony Band received straight ones, and the Wind Symphony received the first division rating overall at the festival this past Friday. Let's listen to them as they come into view. Coming into view here are the grand marshals for the parade today. This is Max Herma and Lily Duran. Here's the big deal about Max. Max is 10 years old from Lakeshore Elementary School. His classmate, Ian Hogan, was born 13 weeks early of cerebral palsy and neuropathic discopathy. She cannot eat or drink, and she's impaired visually. You see her right there. She is under hospice care, and Max, by collecting pop bottles and cans, has raised over $10,000 for her, and Crazy Horse Saloon also raised $9,000 as a fundraiser. So he has done an amazing job to help his classmate. His garage full constantly of cans. People just drop them off.
That is fantastic. I just love that story so much. We've got following them the West Ottawa Public School Lakeshore. Oh, they're doing Elfstadennacht. Did I get that right?
Tom. Yep, you got it.
Thank you. It's the Dutch word for the 11 Towns race. Years ago, when the canals of the Netherlands would freeze over, an ice skating race was held with participants racing through the 11 towns for a distance of 125 miles. Lakeshore School recreates this race with students using rollerblades.
And coming into view is a boat, and that represents the Makatawa Bank float. Makatawa Bank is one of our large foundational banks here in the city of Holland. They do an excellent job. In fact, their building right down on 8th Street here is just absolutely gorgeous with fantastic decorations.
I love how they've styled their banks in the traditional Dutch architecture.
Exactly.
I think it adds so much to the community. They're followed by the Zeeland Christian Middle School Band. Another one of our great marching bands here. Bands in today's parade are all local bands from one of the very close communities.
And you know, it's really neat. The parents and families all come out to watch their children as a part of this parade and some of the other ones as well. And the students really love it. By the third parade on Saturday, they get just really good at this. Just looking at the lines, and the lines look very straight. Way to go, Zeeland Christian Middle School. When you first learn to do the band thing, the kids have to watch peripherally as they're walking along because they want to make sure they're in line. So when you're playing and thinking what your notes are, you sometimes can lose focus as far as what you're doing, and they did a great job.
The big red truck that you see is from Creative Property Solutions, a full-service landscape company, including maintenance and installation right here in Holland, Michigan. Well, Jim, I got to take this one. This is the Tulip Time float, and Tulip Time is celebrating its 86th year this year in 2015. Tulip Time is Holland's premier event, and each year we look forward to welcoming our guests from around the world. Immerse yourself in one of the 19 most beautiful small towns in America, as Holland was recently named by Impulse City. Through the generosity of thousands of community members, volunteers, and festival sponsors, Tulip Time is able to offer fabulous entertainment and an array of events celebrating our rich Dutch heritage. And of course, the stars of the show are magnificent tulips.
Absolutely, and what a year for the magnificent tulips.
Yes.
And this is Ready for School Float. It's an early childhood community initiative that prepares children for success by equipping parents through integrated community support. And now we start Division 2 with our wonderful fire
Led up by the
department.
Holland Fire Department. You know, yesterday was the first time I saw that spinning wheel on the front of the truck.
That's pretty cool.
I think that's really neat. I thought it was just decorative, and then I realized, no, that's probably to grab your attention as you go by.
It is. I want to stand in front of it to cool off, Nathan, but it may not be the safest move.
No, exactly. Exactly.
Well, coming into view here is Forge Float Industrial Staffing. They were founded in 1995, and they have a vision of a different type of staffing company built on relationships and focused on the need of the individual client. This unwavering focus, coupled with a top-notch staff, has been the basis for their success.
They're followed up by South Olive Christian School, featuring Dutch architecture and farm life. Now, today's parade is all children. It's almost 7,000 children that are performing, and we didn't mention this at the beginning, but each school has a different theme that they have, and they create their own props. They keep those themes from year to year, and South Olive this year is excited to be having their theme of Dutch agriculture, and it celebrated the influence of Holland's agricultural history and dairy commerce. Today, the Netherlands is one of the world's top 3 exporters of agricultural products. South Olive Christian is set in a rural and agriculturally rich area of West Michigan, making their theme educational in and out of the classroom.
And after South Olive Christian, you'll see coming into view is Bowerman's Blueberries. Bowerman's Blueberries is a family company that's been in business since 1954. We currently provide their community with the freshest blueberries, strawberries, and raspberries of all garden vegetables. You know, I find myself having a blueberry shake almost every morning. That's my new breakfast. And I may be eating their blueberries and I don't even know.
You know what? That sounds wonderful right now. A nice blueberry shake, maybe one of the blueberry donuts as well. They're followed by the Vanderbilt Academy Voyager Band. The students at Vanderbilt Academy are going to be playing Lowrider, recorded by Roar and arranged by Michael Sweeney.
Vanderbilt Academy is the Voyagers of the New World is their theme. They're a local charter school under the leadership of Miss Holly Hillary. Their Vanderbilt's current enrollment is 450 students. Their theme, Voyage to the New World, shows students depicting the Dutch settlers' trip to America. And you'll see different props the students will be carrying here as you look carefully at your screen. The younger students carry the blue ropes, which signify the ocean waves on their long voyage. Some of the students carry signs telling the story of the settlers' voyage to America. Students can also be seen carrying tools and supplies that will be needed to survive in this new world, just as Vanderbilt students are getting the tools they need for their voyage in today's world through education.
You know, Jim, Vanderbilt has 450 students. I think all 450 students are here at the parade
There
today.
are a lot of them here, absolutely.
That is just a wave of kids, all different races, all different sizes, all in Dutch costumes.
Exactly.
They all get to be Dutch for the day.
They love it.
Next up is Nestlings. Nestlings' mission is to nurture the health of babies by partnering with family support organizations to bridge the gap of diaper need. Nestlings is a diaper bank that provides free diapers to local service agencies for distribution through their established programs to low-income families of need. Nestlings is working to have dry, happy, and healthy babies in our community. Nestlings recently celebrated its 4th year and has distributed over 200,000 diapers. In 2014, Nestlings was one of 8 finalists in the Wood TV8 Connecting with Community Awards.
We see the Lutheran Adoption Services just going past our view now. Their theme is Every Child Deserves a Loving Family, and what a great service that is for the children and parents.
As the parent of an adopted child, I'm all for that.
Absolutely. And coming into view here is Holland Christian Middle School Band. Holland Christian Middle School Band consistently does a very outstanding job in their parades. The students of Rose Park will be following them, and the Holland Christian Middle School Band is the 7th and 8th graders. These students will be the 2nd and 3rd year they've been marching. Let's listen as they walk by.
Followed closely by Holland Christian School's Rose Park School. And I have to admit, Jim, this is one of my favorite themes. It's Dutch food. The students of Rose Park Elementary are showcasing some of the culinary favorites from the Netherlands. Our Dutch heritage reminds us of the flavors of pig in the blankets, Dutch rusk, and imported cheese. We remember candies like Wilhelmina peppermints. I have those every Sunday in church at Wilhelmina peppermint. And Drosti chocolates, as well as pastry treats of windmill cookies and almond banquet. Visitors can stop by some of Holland's specialty shops and bakeries to purchase the items or pick up an Et Smakelijk cookbook and make some of these treats at home. Et Smakelijk, I believe, means eat well.
It does,
Eat
it
well.
does. And you know, originally our family is from the Chicago area, and every time we go to visit family, Nancy buys banquet, and we also bring Wilhelmina peppermints for family. Whatever time of the year, we bring some, and they love it.
I love the kids walking with the pigs in the blankets.
I know, it's great. Blankets aren't too cool on a day like today.
No.
But look at the smiles on their faces. Coming into view is the Holland Christian Preschool float. Holland Christian Preschoolers partner with families to equip the minds of the earliest learner, nurture their hearts to transform the world for Jesus Christ. We offer a variety of options for 3 to 5-year-olds that'll meet students and their families right where they are at. The Holland Christian Schools float as they go by.
And they're followed by the Holland Christian 6th grade band. The Holland Christian 6th grade band is comprised of students from Rose Park Christian Elementary and Pine Ridge Christian Elementary. Now these are all 6th graders, so this is going to be their first year marching.
Their very first year marching, you bet. So this is their second parade.
Second parade.
In
Look
their
like
life.
they've got it well in hand just for their second time around.
Yeah. Smiles on the faces. Let's listen to them as they go by. Coming into view now is Holland Christian School's South Side School. Their theme is Dutch art and artists. And the sunflower is part of this. It's also Van Gogh, the painter. First grade students of Mrs. Bowl and Mrs. Van Meederen have made bright sunflowers. And the Starry Night by Van Gogh. Mrs. Hunderman are twirling colorful streamers. And The Mill by Van Rysdale. Second grade students of Mrs. Ritzen's classroom twirl brightly colored windmills for this year's parade, and they'll be coming to view right after the sunflowers. You know, these kids do a great job with those floats, and the teachers do in making them. Those sunflowers are really cool, but the windmills, they had fun decorating those, Nathan. I mean, look at that.
Definitely. I love the fact that they've combined art projects with the parade and with the Dutch heritage and history. Fantastic opportunity for these kids.
It's very cool.
And if you folks at home will see we have folks walking alongside with squirt bottles, making sure the kids stay cool in the parade, and probably even having a little fun while they're at it.
Exactly. And where are the squirt bottles for the TV announcers?
I think we could use a couple.
I think so too. So if you're out here,
the next school is the Holland Christian School Pine Ridge School, featuring Flower Fantasy. Pine Ridge Elementary is representing Flower Fantasy in this year's Kinderparade. Leading their parade unit is an authentic flower cart filled with potted tulips. The 3rd graders are waving flags with colorful flowers, while the 4th graders are ready artists carrying colorful paint palettes. Like a field of real tulips, Pine Ridge provides a splash of color for all to enjoy. Again, we've got loads and loads of kids out here today. It's such a logistical feat to get all of these kids down to the beginning of the parade route, march them down the 1.5-mile parade, and then get them loaded back on buses to get to school again.
It's an amazing coordination. As I was taking my bike over here, I biked over here today.
A smart move.
I was watching all the buses go by empty to pick the kids up at the end. And that's just such a coordinated experience. When you at the end of the parade, it's amazingly seamless how everybody just goes the right way.
Yeah.
I just am blown away by that every year.
The teachers are well trained through years of experience. I think the transportation departments work overtime to make sure that they get those things set. And they've got buses lined up in all of the side streets at the end of the parade route just to get those kids right on. They'll get a bottle of water and get on the bus and be on their way.
Exactly. And parents come down here to watch, then they have to go back to school to pick up their kids.
Now, Jim, I see my favorite suit coming along now. I think I'm going to need to get one of these made.
Yes, Nathan, you'd look great in that suit.
And it's a beautiful light blue suit made with tulip fabric. That is absolutely fantastic.
You know, that's not Tiny Tim, though, is it?
No, that is not. I'm going to have to catch him at the end of the parade route to find out where he got that.
Soon coming into view is the Holland Christian High School Marching Band, which has a long and proud tradition of excellence, whether it be in concert setting or in tulip time route. Their director is Scott Vandenberg, who does an excellent job directing the bands. Let's listen to them.
Next up is the Holland Area Lacrosse Club. They're the Warriors. They're dedicated to students in the Holland area who are interested in playing lacrosse. The student's eligible for the club if the student's school does not have a school-sponsored lacrosse team.
And you'll see the Urbana Fire Department with a awesome older fire truck. But this is Borculo Christian you'll see soon into view. Borculo Christian is a small Christian school in our area community which provides the children of Christian families with a quality-centered Christ education, allow them to develop as to serve Christ and others. And now this band knows what they're doing because they've got shorts on and short-sleeve shirts.
That's a band that planned ahead, I'll tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
Next up is WHTC AM 1450 and WYVN The Van, Holland's Classic Hits 92.7. And looks like that's Brent Allen driving their pickup truck.
Now coming into view here soon will be the Holland Rescue Mission. And the Holland Rescue Mission is an amazing organization.
Definitely.
They provide shelter for the homeless, men, women, and children along the lakeshore, provide many services that address the ongoing needs of the homeless, provide them getting jobs, and getting them to serve in the community. I've talked to many people that have gone through that program and are now successfully employed in the community, their life straightened out. What a great thing.
This is Holland Public Schools Jefferson School. Jefferson K7 salutes Tulip Time with a theme of Tulip, from bulb to flower. I'm guessing you know a lot of these kids, Jim.
Well, I don't teach at Jefferson School this year, but I know a number of the teachers and some of the students from teaching there in the past. Maria Yoder is their principal. She used to be a kindergarten teacher in our district.
Oh, wonderful.
And she has her degree now in administration, and they brought her in to be principal at Jefferson. She does a great job leading that school.
Now they're doing bulb to flower. You notice they didn't mention seed because it takes 21 years to get a tulip from seed to full bloom.
21 years.
21 years. So rarely do you see them planting a bulb. Or excuse me, planting a seed. They're just planting bulbs.
Wow, amazing. I didn't know that, Nathan.
Yep.
You taught me something new today. Well, there's the maypole that they're carrying too. Students at Jefferson School and all the different teachers. They have practices at school. They have one practice during the day, each of the elementary schools, before the parade. So, I know some schools had a practice yesterday. One of the schools I taught at had a practice Monday. It's kind of based on if the weather's good. And then they spend like 20 minutes to a half hour outside getting kids lined up, practice the walking around the school or the parking lot.
Oh, wonderful. And again, many of these kids are wearing Dutch costumes. I think, does the school have costumes available for the kids?
The school does, yes. If they don't have their own, they can ask to have from the school, and the school provide them for free.
Well-trained, well-orchestrated kids. Absolutely love it. They're having a wonderful time down here.
Rollerblading. Here's Deb Leonard coming into view. She's retiring this year. She's been a fifth grade teacher for years at Holland Public.
Now, if you're a fifth grader, isn't that when you get to ride your bike in the parade and get to decorate that?
Yes. Certain schools allow that, and they love doing that. Coming into view here is the Holland Public 6th and 7th grade band. This band is under the direction of Bethany Vanoss. Bethany does an excellent job as our band director. You'll see these students marching again for the first time as 6th and 7th graders. And that is one line.
Followed closely by West K7 School, and they're proud to represent Dutch literature in the Johnson Controls Kinderparade.
And their principal is Kathleen Ramirez. She's our wonderful principal, and what a bunch of great students there at West. The students represent Dutch literature. There's Cherith Witters. Look at all those boys and girls. They do a great job at West. West received an award this year from Holland Public Schools as one of the finest schools in our district, and our principal received Principal of the Year this year. So we are greatly honored by that. There's Mr. Reisinga in first grade and Mrs. Meyer, our reading coach. It's an amazing job. Students are carrying waves, and you'll see some of them carrying some wooden shoe boats. The students are looking for the famous ghost ship, the Flying Dutchman. Hey, boys and girls, great to see you. Here comes the first graders, second graders at our school. They do a great job. They're holding their poles, waving at us. What a great group of students. They're so happy to be here representing Holland Public Schools and West K7, where teachers do a great job. And here's our autistic classroom and the teachers that serve those students so wonderfully well.
Well, these students are portraying the tale of the cow who fell in the canal. I heard about this book for the first time yesterday
Really?
from your wife, Nancy. I heard this is one of your favorite
It
books
is.
as a
It's one
child.
of our favorite books. We love it. And this is continuing West. We're a large school, Nathan. And Mrs. Simpson, who's also retiring this year from Holland Public. And this is the Holland Public 8th grade band. And the 8th grade band is under the direction of James Hughes. James is the band director at the high school. And at Holland High, we have the 8th grade in the high school. They're not playing now, but they will any second. Let's listen. Coming into view here, sorry Nathan.
No, go right ahead.
Is Holland Heights, part of Holland Public Schools. Holland Heights is obviously in the Heights, right in the community, and the beautiful part about this school is a number of the teachers live in the community. Our principal, Kevin Durr, lives right in Holland Heights, so there's relationships built up already with all the students and parents and our principal. The kids at Holland Heights are wonderful. They love being in school every day. In fact, when we left school today, so many of the half the second graders were supposed to be outside and they wanted to stay in school in the second grade, and the second grade teachers were like, boys and girls, you have to leave. And they were all in the classroom still. Half of them were at least. So they are participating in this JCI Kinderparade, and their theme here at Holland Heights is Mother Goose Goes Dutch. And some of the more familiar nursery rhymes have been creatively adapted from storybook words to parade route action. The teacher in the show, hands be nimble, hands be quick, and Dutch Little Miss Muffet. Good to see you, boys and girls. Mrs. Dixon.
I don't know if the people at home can hear or not, but each one of these children is saying hello to you by name.
A great group of kids. There's Hans be nimble, Hans be quick. There's our gym teacher, Mrs. Ricketts, and Mrs. Petsack, who's also retiring this year from Holland. A big loss with her going. Good to see you. Mrs. Conway, another great teacher. Good to see you, boys and girls. Excellent job. Mrs. Davison for 4th grade is here. Great group of kids.
And this next one is the Holland Public School East K7, Dutch Connections to the World. The first graders are carrying handheld pinwheels and banners to represent the types of windmills commonly found in the Netherlands. Holland's own beloved windmill, de Zwaan, means the swan in Dutch, and is a gift to our city from the Netherlands. We also have the 4th graders who are doing popular Dutch cheeses, Gouda and Edam.
Nick Cassidy is the principal at East, and this is his 2nd or 3rd year there. He is highly respected in just a few years of being principal at East. He does an outstanding job. Students and teachers just really love him there.
Fantastic. My kids have gone through Holland Public all the way through and have loved every moment.
Have they really?
The Holland Public Schools do such a great job with all of their students.
And here comes a very special group. These are students of special need that Holland serves. As the public school, we serve everyone, no matter what their ability or disability, and those teachers do a great job serving the underserved students in that way. And next coming into view here shortly is the Holland Public High School Marching Band. In 1985, they were the presidential inaugural band.
My wife was in that band. She went to the inaugural parade it was Ronald Reagan's second inaugural. It was snowed out in Washington, D.C., so they took them all to Disney World.
And in the shoe is our high school choir director, Sarah Cox's two twin daughters.
That was
in the
Brian
red
Davis,
shoe.
the superintendent of schools.
And our band is coming into view here. After the color guard goes by, here's the classic kick. The director is James Hughes. You'll see him here shortly. There's James walking into the camera. Here they go. And tiptoe through the tulips with me. And they're all up, even the early and the late ones.
They are followed by the mosquito squad. If you've got a problem with mosquitoes in your yard, that's definitely who you want to call is the mosquito squad. They are the subject matter expert when it comes to mosquito and tick elimination. Let them help you fight the bite in 2015. Now here's one we don't have on our list, but he's here at every single parade.
He is.
Riding the big high-wheeler bicycle. I don't know how he does it.
It's so fun. I've been on that thing a number of times. It's just hard to get on and off. But once you're on there, it's not that tough.
It's great.
We just love that bike.
Yeah.
Here's Johnson Controls, and they are a sponsor. And they globally are diversified in technology, and they're an industrial leader serving customers in more than 150 countries. They purchased Prince Corporation. That was one of the primary corporations in the city of Holland a number of years ago, and now that is JCI. They also produce hybrid batteries for electric vehicles and interior systems for automobiles. In fact, likely the rear view mirror on your car and my car came right here from Holland, Michigan.
Okay, they're followed by West Ottawa Public Schools, Sheldon's Wood, North Holland Schools, and they're celebrating the May Day Festival. May Day is a festival welcoming the arrival of spring, and it's definitely here. In 15th century Europe, May Day festivities were celebrated with dances around the maypole, celebrating a flourishing of nature. Flowers symbolized the festival, and the main community event was a big picnic in the country. Nestled along the shores of Lake Michigan and the northern edge of West Ottawa School District, Sheldon Woods is a small school with a great family-oriented feel.
And coming into view is the West Ottawa 7th grade band, and their amazing rainbow colors. This year they're combining the 7th grade from Harbor Lights and Mac Bay into one marching unit. Let's listen to them as they go by.
They're followed by the West Ottawa Public Schools Great Lakes School in the Festival Mondial. Together we are one is the motto of Festival Mondial, which takes place in Tilburg in the Netherlands. The focus is on celebrating cultures from all corners of the globe. The flags represent the many countries of the world. There are over 530 students from K through 5th grade attending Great Lakes School.
Now, Nathan, this person here in view, is this out of season? I mean, is this
that's Sinterklaas from Wakazoo School.
Amazing. They celebrate the Sinterklaas Festival. Now, remember, all these schools are celebrating something from the Netherlands. Even though it's out of season, Christmas and Santa Claus is always in season, right?
And they're followed by Lakewood School, also from West Ottawa Public Schools, celebrating Tulips Are Blooming. Lakewood Elementary is a place where students can learn to be college, career, and life ready. As part of this readiness, they include community involvement, which they celebrate through the Kinderparade with the theme of Tulips in Blooming.
Yeah, the nice part about these parades for the elementary students is they can hold these long poles and they can stay all together in a nice line. And they have wooden shoes hanging from the poles. How cool is that?
It looks like Dutch candies and presents.
Now, one of the things you said is they're celebrating Tulips Are Blooming in Holland, Michigan. Well, with my students, kindergarten through 5th grade, we all sang that song this week in school, and we learned the Dutch dance, Tulips Are Blooming in Holland, Michigan. And we just had a great time doing all the dances. The kids love it. I said, pretend you have your wooden shoes on and just clump them on the ground. And we have a great time. And as the students walk by, speaking of clumping, Nathan, let's talk about something important later on today at around 7 o'clock.
We are going to, just after 7 o'clock tonight, we're going to go for a world record. Holland, Michigan is going to try to beat Pella, Iowa's world record for the number of people that are dancing in wooden shoes. And if you want to participate, just come downtown tonight. You can still register today. You can either register through the Tulip Time website, or you can come downtown and just go to tuliptime.com /clomp, KLOMP. Come down and help us break a record this night.
We've got to do it, folks. Coming into view here is the West Ottawa Public School 8th grade band. You'll see harbor lights on their yellow shirts and pink color guard flags. And they will be shortly playing. Heidi Kenjorski is their director. Marking time right now. Patiently waiting. Let's listen.
They're followed by West Ottawa Public Schools Pines Creek School, celebrating the King's birthday. Celebrating Koningsdag, or King's Day. Pine Creek Elementary breaks out of the festive color orange to honor King Willem-Alexander of the Netherlands, his birthday. It's an important celebration that takes place in the King's actual birthday of April 27th, with large celebrations in the streets, with concerts, dancing, and merriment. And to celebrate that here in Holland, we have bike races. We have a criterium that runs through downtown. We have a 0.9-mile route that runs through town. We have races all day for
That is
King's Day.
such a cool thing. Coming into view here is the West Ottawa Public School Woodside Keukenhof. Keukenhof is a flower exhibition that takes place in the spring in the Netherlands. The leading bulb growers in the Netherlands show off their best flowers in a 60-acre park. My parents went there a number of years ago, and they said it was just absolutely stunning.
I've seen pictures. I have yet to get there, but
I know.
it's on my list.
Bucket list.
Bucket
Yep,
list
absolutely.
item is Keukenhof, and it is said to be absolutely beautiful. And again, the kids holding poles with flowers. Some of them look like ones that they've made in our projects. Other ones are pinwheels.
And you know, Nathan, you said how many students are in this parade?
Almost 7,000 students in this
And
parade.
I think we've seen about 5,000 so far.
I
It's
think
just
we have.
absolutely amazing how many students are here. And not every student is here by any means.
No.
But it's so cool to see them come out, and they just love it.
On screen is the West Ottawa Public School Bookmobile with their motto, Link Together, one team, one collective voice. Our kids, our community. And this year, the West Ottawa Bookmobile is celebrating its 40th anniversary. It's going to be traveling throughout the area, and it's got a 9-week summer program, Monday through Wednesday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., with 6 stops per day all throughout the community. Great opportunity for kids to get out, get some books,
It's
do
wonderful.
some reading in the summertime.
And it's sponsored by their teachers union, the West Ottawa Education Association, and the West Ottawa Public Schools together. Here's the 5th division beginning.
Hard to believe we're into the 5th division already.
It is. Zeeland Cityside 7th grade band.
It's so fun to watch the kids go by with the big grins on their faces as they're playing. They're loving every minute of this. This is the Corpus Christi Catholic Schools float, followed by the elementary school with Diamonds of Amsterdam. They welcome all children, they enrich their knowledge, nurture their faith, and build their character in a Catholic Christian environment. They're a faith-based school educating children from pre-K through 8th grade. Now, I don't know if you know this, but the city of Amsterdam remained an important diamond center since the diamond trade was introduced in the 16th century. That's where you go to buy all of your diamonds. Don't you go straight to Amsterdam? Corpus Christi Catholic School celebrated this important economic heritage with the diamond shops and factories in the Netherlands that have produced many of the world's most famous diamonds through their Diamonds of Amsterdam presentation. I think we might have our first backup of the parade. Things must be going well a little bit farther down the parade route.
There's a lot of people to push through the parade, but it's a great crowd. I mean, people are 4 deep or so, depending on where you're
all
at.
The way down, and we're at about a third of the way through the parade route or so.
Yep.
So they've walked about a half a mile by the time they've gotten.
And this is the downhill section, which is great. Okay, this is the Little People's Place. Lakeshore Little People's Place provides quality licensed childcare for infants through 5th grade children at 4 locations in Holland and Hamilton area. The LLP is a nonprofit organization that serves families in the area since 1997. They provide stimulating learning environments with highly educated teachers who are ready to nurture your child and equip them with the necessary skills to be ready for school and for life.
And they're followed by Zeeland Cityside School's 8th grade marching band. You've got their flag wavers are all wearing bright pink t-shirts, followed by the band in black and yellow, and they've got all of those colors represented in their flags.
And Adam Good is leading them today. Aaron Good, I mean, he does a great job. Let's listen as they go by. Coming into view is the Calvary Schools, and their theme is fishing. In honor of the Dutch tradition of fishing, the students are carrying fish that they have made, and their kindergartners are riding in style. It's coming soon, I think, with bikes and bright colors to entice the fish to bite. Calvary Schools are a smaller Christian school on the south side of town, and they do a great job there as well.
I'm straining to see whose float this is with the boat. I think I'd like to follow him right down to Lake Macatawa. Maybe we can take a little ride this afternoon.
Absolutely. I think this is still part of Calvary.
Is this still part of Calvary? What a great idea for a wonderful float. It floats. Ba-doom.
Ba-doom. Kids are in shade on the boat too. How perfect is that? And here's the bikes riding in color, enticing the fish to bite. That's the way to come down here.
It is. It's got to be difficult to ride a bicycle in a Dutch costume. Although I suppose the Dutch have been doing it for years.
That's true.
Yeah.
But you know, you go there, you don't see too many of those costumes anymore.
No, you don't. And they're followed by our own cyclist. That's actually the Dutch mascot, and he's riding in Pedal Cab. Pedal Cab is a bicycle tour and taxi company serving residents and visitors of Holland. Pedal Cab was started by a young man by the name of Matt Wright. Matt is a junior at Hope College, enterprising young gentleman, and he's been working with the Holland Visitors Bureau to construct tours and determine the most effective way to serve the community. So a young man decided he wanted to start his own business here in Holland, and has been working really hard to do that.
It's really cool. And he's carrying the Big Dutchman. That's wonderful.
Yep.
Next is the Barnabas Ministry float, and where hope is found. Homeless to hopeful is their theme. They're passionately committed to reaching high-risk youth and families with the message of freedom, hope, and healing in Jesus Christ. The Barnabas Ministries is currently seeking to raise funds for a 13-bed facility in Holland Township that will provide 24-hour care and access to necessary services.
Another great organization just past us is Big Brothers and Big Sisters of the Lakeshore. We've got so many good organizations in town. They're followed by Zeeland Creekside Middle School.
And they're showing their green with their color guard green and their uniforms in green. And in the back is a strong line of sousaphones.
Oh my
wow.
goodness, look at that.
That's the strongest group of sousaphones we've seen so far. 7 sousaphones. Let's listen.
Followed by Ottawa Addictions Recovery Incorporated, also known as OR. OR's float depicts the journey of healing individuals and families, the journey they take as they find recovery from addiction and substance abuse, and the need for everyone in the family to experience that recovery. OR, where recovery becomes reality, has been providing professional addiction treatment to the residents of the Lakeshore area for over 44 years. They provide a range of services, including education, outpatient treatment, and residential treatment.
And coming into view is an organization, the Ottawa Area Center, and this is just an incredible organization. I think of my former co-host, Frank Cry, who just had a huge heart for this group. These teachers serve these children that have disabilities in such an amazing way. When I used to direct at Zeeland High School, I would take my choir students there every year. We would sing for them, and it would be such a great experience for both the kids in the high school and the Ottawa Area Center students. They would just love it. The joy in their heart that shows is just amazing, and the service that these teachers provide them with the love that they show is just outstanding.
Yeah, my wife teaches adapted physical education and did her student teaching at the Ottawa Area Center, and it has touched her heart since the day she first entered the building.
This is their 22nd year participating as a school in this Kinderparade.
That is absolutely wonderful. And wow, what a big group they bring down
there
here.
There is. I think it's larger this year than I remember.
Yeah. It's great with all the folks, everybody in Dutch costume, enjoying the parade. What a great opportunity.
Oh, the kids are smiling. Look at the smiles on their faces. That is so neat. What a special group. Yep. Hey, and there's one of those pinwheels like the fire truck
I like
had,
that.
right?
That is nice.
Yeah.
Well, and I love the bicycles that they're riding, and even the kids that are coming and walking along the entire parade route is absolutely fantastic.
Exactly.
Now, Jim, this is one of 3 parades that we have this week. We had the Volks Parade yesterday, also known as the Volks Parade, and that was the People's Parade. Got the opportunity to come down and scrub the streets in Dutch costume, and then today is the Kinderparade, and then our big parade is on Saturday. Saturday.
Now, are they all at 2 o'clock, Nathan?
They are all at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and the Wednesday parade, yesterday's parade, and today's parade run about an hour and run for a mile and a half. Saturday's parade, because we expect so many people to be coming in town, we extend the parade route for a full additional mile. So it's a 2.5 mile parade route, and the parade itself takes about an hour and a half from start to finish. Yeah. So and that's our big parade of bands. It's supposed to be nice weather on Saturday. We're keeping our fingers crossed. Maybe some rain in the forecast, but I think that's going to hold off.
And the Grand Marshal, should people want to come out to see?
Grand Marshal is Jim Dreyer, the endurance swimmer. He has swam the Great Lakes. I think that's the correct way to put that. And he has got a new feat planned for this summer. He's going to swim the Straits of Mackinac.
Cool.
He is going to do that on Labor Day to coincide with the Mackinac Bridge Walk. Yes.
How perfect is that?
So he can probably swim faster than I can walk.
Well, coming into view is Eagle Crest Academy. They bring 150 enthusiastic students to this year's Kinderparade. Our great lighthouses of the Netherlands celebrates the rich nautical influence and history of that country and the Holland area of West Michigan. Our school community works together to challenge each student to achieve and become a light to his or her corner of the world. This is the Eagle Crest Academy. And they are featuring pinwheels as well. You know, if they would put those a little closer to their face, that might provide a little breeze.
A little breeze. And they are followed very closely by the Eagle Crest Charter Academy Band. Got a few more folks, looks like from the Ottawa area center. They've got the ride.
Yeah, they do.
Great
float
full of tulips.
All the tulips.
That is the way I'd like to go. They're followed by the Carolyn Stitch Studio. Carolyn is an art gallery displaying her own work, with a studio providing an easy atmosphere for everyone of all ages to create wonderful art. And I'll tell you, Carolyn is the proud winner of this year's Tulip Time poster contest. And they're in the Holland Convention and Visitor Bureau newly wrapped vehicle. Absolutely beautiful wrap. But what's nice about Carolyn is not only is she an artist, but she also does classes here in town in a studio right downtown Holland.
It's great. That's a great wrap on that car. Next is the karate. PKSA, karate is family-owned organization, part of the larger professional karate schools in America. They're a family-focused business who pride themselves in providing a service to the community. You know, Nathan, I took karate when I was in high school.
You did?
Yeah. We had a great time. A couple friends and I took karate, and our instructor got us to the point where we would lay down on the ground and he would run on our stomachs from stomach to stomach. So we had hard, tough abs, right?
I was going to say, it builds strength and discipline, right?
I just wish I still had those
same abs. Right? Yeah. They're followed by the Zeeland High School Marching Band.
Keith Walker's the director of the Zeeland High School Marching Band. He's been there for many years. Keith has done a great job leading these bands. He also has a jazz band that does a phenomenal job, and each fall he brings in a nationally known jazz artist to come to Zeeland and work with the students, and people in the community can hear it as well. Let's listen to the band as they go by. That's a large color guard. And they're leading.
By the Holland Police Department in their Segways. Did they go all the way around and come back again? Because they were at the beginning of the parade route.
They could have. They could easily do it. We have a number of Segways, so it could be another group.
Could be another group. I'll tell you, Jim, it is hard to believe this is the end of the parade. We've done another children's parade.
It's just an outstanding day. I think this is one of the finest days we've ever had for a parade like this.
I think it is.
People love it. They're just walking around in shorts, and we've gone from spring to summer.
Summertime. It is definitely summer-like weather here. We've had 7,000 children come through today. And in 2 short days, we're going to be back here again. Not you and I, but we're going to have new hosts for the music parade. Folks can watch that on live streamed on the City of Holland's website. If you go to stream.cityofholland.com, they can watch that. And I've heard they can also go to the YouTube channel. If you didn't get enough of us today.
Exactly. You can go to youtube.com/cityofholland.com. And you're able to watch these parades anytime you so desire.
Yeah, you can watch them over and over and over
freeze
again.
frame on your child.
Yeah, exactly. I think my mother's going to be doing that, watching it over and over again. And we don't want folks to miss also the opportunity on Saturday before the parade. We've got preview bands that are performing at 12:30. We have Dutch dancers that are performing at 12:45 right down here downtown. And then the big parade's going to start at 2 o'clock.
Yep. And one more thing, don't forget tonight. Be go over to the largest Dutch dance ever. If you can be there at 7 o'clock, right,
7
Nathan?
o'clock tonight. Come right downtown Holland. You'll see the crowd forming. The Dutch dancers are going to be performing at 7 o'clock, and the world record attempt is going to be immediately following
Right on
the
8th
Dutch
Street?
dancing. Right down on 8th Street.
Right on 8th Street.
Yep.
Well, I hope
Come
we have
right
some
down.
photos of that, because that would be cool.
I'm hoping, keeping my fingers
Go
crossed,
for
we
it.
get enough people. We need 2,700 people down here tonight. So it's a
Come on
beautiful
down,
weather.
folks.
Come on down and join us. Bring your wooden shoes. If you don't have wooden shoes, we should have some for you to be able to borrow. If you've got extra wooden shoes, bring those down for a friend.
There you go. Good idea. Well, it's been a great time together, Nathan, again.
Fabulous. Another great Johnson Controls Kinderparade, and we'll look forward to doing this again next year.
Very good.
Great. Thanks, Jim.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.